Hey Void, how you doing? So, still working through my way back log, and this is another one I pulled off of Shudder, but this isn't one that I was doing in my ordered thing. This was just me picking a movie pretty much almost near at random and just going for it. So, Countess Dracula. I was just kind of scrolling through, and it occurred to me that I hadn't seen too many Hammer horror films, oddly enough. I mean, I've seen one or a couple, but not too many. And so I thought, well, let's throw one up and see. Just take a look at it. And Countess Dracula is kind of the first one I came across in scrolling. So put it on, and away we went. So this is pretty much an Elizabeth Bathory based story, though they give her a different last name, I think, in this. But I think it's just the language translation or something that changes it a bit. But essentially, it's the Countess Elizabeth, in a fit of anger, strikes one of her servants. The a bit of blood falls on her, and that bit gets younger. So she then begins, well, yeah, I know the legends. So she starts killing her. In this case, she's killing her servants in order to get young again. However, the rub in this one is it only lasts so long. And every time she does it, she gets older also. So she gets younger, but then she looks even more old afterwards. So she has to do it more and more. Added to that, there's a very handsome young gent that's come to stay with. And also her daughter is coming back. So she essentially has her daughter kidnapped and then impersonates her own daughter to try to get with the sexy younger guy. Despite the fact that she has the captain of the guard who's pretty much obsessed with her, but since he's old, she's not that interested, despite his unswerving loyalty. Now there's a kind of an older scholar who's noticing something's going afoul and is trying to warn people. There's a lot going on in this. It's also weird that an Elizabeth Bathory-based story is rated PG, but this is very 70s PG. So, be advised, the PG rating is definitely, it's more of a PG-13. Hard PG-13. Anyway, it's when the daughter is trying to escape in order to get back, and essentially, so the guy she's kind of intended to meet and potentially be arranged to be with, doesn't end up marrying her mother. So there's that. So I was actually surprised at how little gore was actually in this one. There's some scenes here or there, but you really don't see too much of the bathing in blood scenes except for like one. I mean, there's some gore, but it is very minor. Overall, it was very tame, but the set dressing and period piece nature of it was very well done. But it definitely was very slow moving. It took its time, and there was a lot going on. It was pretty well acted, but it was slow. I'm going to give it 5 MacGuffins. It was fine. I'm glad I saw it, but it's not what I'm going to be coming back to repeatedly. It was an interesting little flick, but for something like of this material, I'd prefer something a bit... If it's going to lean into these weird, awkward tropes, for it to really lean in there and just go all out, rather than... It was a little bit tamer than I was kind of expecting and even hoping. So, alas, I didn't really glance at what the rating was before I went in there, so otherwise I would have probably been a little bit more prepared for it. But, as it stood, I'm not regretting it by any means. And I think that's it, because this one's still back in October, and I'm filming this in May, so... Alright, well, on this. See you soon.